Blog Talk Radio.
It's Cannon Baby coming with the heat. Got Endie Fiya playing in my speakers. Nakia the host, girl in motion, all the way lit, airwaves smoking. You can call in, this phone lines open. Rockets are hot like we cooking the roast. Endie Fiya the GOAT, don't ask who the competition is, cause they standing alone, popping. When you listening here, you always get what you interviews. Artists, songwriters, authors, and entrepreneurs. Chopping it up with powerful icons who make an influence. Who keep it hotter, this is Endie Fiya. Blazing on yourself, tune in and catch the heat. It don't even matter where you at. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. Yeah, holy moly, this day heat. Got Nakia in my speakers. Girl in motion, get on your feet. Endie Fiya blazing, please. Keep it coming every week. We too strong, we defeat the weak. Cannon Baby, super speed. We keep it turning to the sea. It's too high. A fireman can't put it out cause it's too high. Endie Fiya. It's too high, a fireman can't put it out cause it's too high. Endie Fiya, yeah. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone, for everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone, for everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone, for everyone. Entertainment, news, daily inspiration for everyone, yeah.
What's good, guys? You're back live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl, Nakia. How you been? I know some of you look, I don't even know where to start. I really don't even know where to start. I try to maintain a level of respect for everyone. I really do. You guys know how I am. I really do. And I try not to let it come over here across the airways. We're going to talk about something really quick, all right? You know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going. You know what has transpired today. We've lost quite a few people on today. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to those who have lost loved ones in Memphis, Tennessee. On behalf of Endie Fiya, I extend my condolences to those family members. The comedian, director, screenwriter who passed away, I extend my condolences to his family as well. To the family and the nation that is mourning the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, I extend my condolences to those family members in that nation as well. We're talking about a queen who has been in reign for 70 years. I can condolences to that family, okay? Now, for you all who got a problem with me extending my condolences, I don't understand. We're talking about a human, we're talking about a family who's in mourning because their mother, their grandmother, their great-grandmother, their aunt has passed away, and a nation as well. Over here, across the pond on this side, I get it. Those of you who feel like you are affected by what she might, quote-unquote, have stood for, those of you over here across the pond who feel like you were wrongfully, some disservice was done to you or your ancestors. I get all of that. Nevertheless, someone's mother, grandmother, great-grandmother has passed away. At what point do we forget that we are still human? At what point have we all forgotten that we are still human? And I'm not talking about whatever hung over her head. We here who still have to live on this sin-sick earth, what part do we forget that we are still human, passing judgment upon other people? when it comes down to the judgment day for each and every one of us, we are not judging one another. So we who live here still shouldn't be casting judgment upon one another. In our final day, the Creator judges all of us for our wrongs, so we shouldn't have, and we don't have a right to place judgment upon other people. None of us have that right. I don't understand it. Your focus in this sin-sick world should be trying to get your life in order. So when it's your time to go, without a shadow of a doubt, you know that you're not going to spend eternity in hell, that heaven will truly be your home. That should be your focus each and every day. I don't get it. You sit and you make all these snide remarks about people and what your ancestors lost, and you all of these self-righteous individuals. I don't get it. I don't understand. Make your focus be about where you're going to spend eternity. That should be your focus. Where am I going to spend eternity? And that's all I'm going to say on that. Stay out of my inbox with this bullshit. Please. Please. Make that your focus. All right? Thank you. I'm off my pedestal now. If you missed the episode on Tuesday, you missed a treat. Oh, my gosh, you missed a treat. The sweetheart of soul, Sweet Nay, was here with us. Truly an inspiring young lady. Singer, songwriter, and entertainer she is. Go check it out if you missed that episode, all right? We had loads of fun. Coming up on next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we've already been through all the time zones, so you already know if you're on the West Coast. What time is that? There you go, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will have singer, songwriter, producer, soul artist Sky Watley here with us. Here with us. My words got all mixed up. Here with us. I can't wait to chop it up with him. Smooth, debonair type. Yeah, I know that's going to be a fun interview. And then on, did I say you Tuesday or Monday? Monday. I forgot. We're back Monday. Monday the 12th. Yes. Tuesday the 13th. Yes. We have music artist Dia Grover. Yes, Dia Grover here with us. Let me look at the calendar because I may be giving out some wrong names. Get out of October. Yes, Dia Grover is here with us. And then on the 15th, who's on standby for me? Who's on standby? I got to get somebody on standby because you know who's coming back. Richie Evans is here with us, guys. Richie Evans is back here with us, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday the 15th. So if you cannot make them all, please, please, please do not miss them all. All right? Looks like the gentlemen are taking over for the month. We got to get some balance going on here. The gentlemen are taking over for the month of September. Is it like take your man out? Oh, that's November. That's November? Okay, my bad. I don't know, but the men are taking over. Next week we do have some ladies next week. All right, I'm happy. We got some ladies next week. I am super excited for my guest here this evening, guys. New country soul artist David Walker, a.k.a. Cowboy Cool. And we talked about this genre of music, right? New country soul. We talked about that just a little bit. New flavor of music, new country soul. Soul music is almost a lost form these days, and I would have to agree with that. This music is full of love, church expressions, and incredible skill, and will of every man and woman who dared to express it. This music is all about our roots. Cowboy Cool was just the beginning of the vibe we created with New Country Soul, he says. The style is a new breed of music that is a mixture of feelings and vibes based on R&B, country music. Living in the city and spending his summers in the country, he felt like he would always spend time between the radio airwaves of both genres, imagining city life while in the country and the laid-back country lifestyle. New Country Soul is a gumbo of music that allows folks to experience both worlds and lifestyles at the same time. It's a fun-filled way to bridge the gap, quote unquote. It's always about making music that touches people's lives and reminds them to have a good time. Now, I like the fact that the word gumbo was used to describe New Country Soul, because I was told that this was also like a combination of country music, soul music, R&B music, and Zydeco music all mixed together. And Zydeco is like a Louisiana French Creole type music. So that is a perfect word to describe New Country Soul. I like that. Endie Fiya listening audience, I present to you this evening my very, very special guest, New Country Soul artist, David Walker, a.k.a. Cowboy Cool.
Thank you.
You are welcome. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I am great, man. Thank you so much, man. You're too kind. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry you had to be that one guest that had to be here this one evening that heard me rant. I normally don't rant, but it's just I had to let it out because we had to have fun tonight, and we couldn't have fun until I got that vent off of me. So now that it's off of me, I'm ready to have fun.
Well, I'm from Texas, so I'm used to it. Let it roll. It's okay. Get it off your back and let's go.
Now, you know what? Something that I learned about Cowboy Cool is, guys, people have alter egos. Like, we talked to Jamal Marvel, and, he has that comic book alter ego, hence the last name Marvel. And, we talked to several other artists, and they have an alter ego when they, get on stage and they have that magnificent stage presence. But David has, a.k.a. Cowboy Cool, but he's a real cowboy. It's not just a name. He's a real cowboy. He's out there riding horses.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
How did that all start? I know I want to step off music just a little bit because I want to know the life of a cowboy, a real cowboy. How did that all start for you?
That's a great question. My grandparents and my dad, they always had cows. My grandparents actually lived maybe 120 miles away from there, where I grew up at, and so I would spend summers with them, and my grandpa always had cows, and of course my dad was from that same town and mother, so they all had cows, and so they had horses, kind of a farm element. And so as a kid, I would spend summers, so it wasn't like I could go across the street and play basketball or, so a whole lot of my days were just spent dreaming. Like I would, I'd just imagine having fun, or create games, and ride horses throughout the day, or go check on the cows with my grandpa. So it was a lifestyle that was, kind of left an indelible impression in my mind and my heart. And so I gravitated to it. I enjoyed being able to walk outside and feel a cool breeze, or just eat the fruit out of the watermelon field, get a real watermelon and grow them and watch my grandfather grow his own vegetables. And so that part of my life was just cool, man. It was just good to be able to do whatever you wanted to. We could eat whatever we thought we wanted that night. If we wanted fish, we'd go catch them. If we wanted to eat honey, we'd eat that night. So it just was something that happened in my life, that it was just a part of my life. And I'm sure a lot of your listeners know someone or grew up somebody that had that same root, man.
That's interesting that you said that. I spent my summers in the South with my grandparents. My grandfather was one of the biggest black farmers in the state of North Carolina, so all of my summers were spent there. So, yes, I have those experiences. Now, he never had horses, but he had cows. He had plenty of cows. I actually try to ride cows. I don't recommend you doing that because cows, you're not supposed to ride cows. But being little, you know what I'm saying, like 7 or 8, you didn't know. You just, okay, I did know. But we still try to ride the cows. Again, I don't recommend you doing that. And
no, I don't.
I actually met someone recently who said, you know what, if you really want an experience, you should try cow tipping. And I didn't have any idea what he was talking about. So I had to go Google it. What is cow tipping? And I'm like, oh, you know what? If I would have known about cow tipping when I was younger, then that's what I should have been doing instead of trying to ride a cow. I should have been doing cow tipping, but, you know, no horses. There were other farmers that had horses who, you know, they taught us how to ride horses until, you know, my foot was crushed. A horse stepped on my foot and crushed my foot, and that was my whole, you know, I was done with a horse. After that, no more horse experiences, you know. I was done with a horse after that. But, yeah, I experienced all of that, you know, the chickens and, you know, all about how to go get the eggs, you know what I'm saying, and never learned how to milk the cows. Didn't do any of that, you know what I'm saying. But I had my experiences on a farm, so I can't say that I'm you know, skilled or anything, especially now as an adult. Couldn't do any of that now, but yes, I loved it during the summer. Loved the experiences, and my kids now, I tell them, you know, when we go south and we see like all of the tobacco, I take them through the whole, like they're fascinated by it. I take them through the whole experience. Like now they have automated machines that do all of that, but I tell them no. Back then, you know what I'm saying, like when I was younger, 40, you know, years ago, there was none of that. Like we did everything, you know, so it's they'd be like, Ma, you antique, you know what I'm saying? But that's history. That's my history, you know what I'm saying? Take them through all of that, and they're all excited about it. And so, yeah, so I love that. We see the horses, you know, we see the black cowboys on the circuit now, and it is so, it's exhilarating to see that a profession that was dominated by other races is now being saturated by people of color. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a great thing to see as well. You know, I mean, I've always wanted to be on a professional circuit, and you know, I went to Prairie View and had an opportunity to get a rodeo scholarship, believe it or not, and I rodeoed on a scholarship, and so I got a chance to explore it from there, and then I went to the professional league, and currently they still hold that membership, but so being a professional cowboy has been a way of life, and you know, and incorporating music was easy because I did a lot of driving, so I had time to listen and think about music and enjoy what I love, both worlds.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So let's talk about your music. You know, did you come from a musical background, or did you just wake up one day and say, you know what, I have a passion for music, and I think I can get out here and put a track out, have my friends listen to it, give me their honest opinion, and see where it goes? How did it all start for you?
No, it was totally opposite with that. My father and my mother as well, they both, you know, love music and sung, and as usual, you know, the first place of music auditions for me was for being able to sing in the choir in the male chorus with my dad. You know, he would take me to church with him, and the male chorus would sing like every 3 weeks or something, you know, so we'd have to go rehearsal.
Yeah.
You know, you remember those days, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we'd have to shine and go get the haircut, and you get the same suit as, you know, everybody wearing black. So, you know, and I got good. You know, my daddy loved music. I mean, he loved listening to Bobby Bland and Johnny Taylor, and plus, you know, when we sing in the choir, my dad could sing good, and but I was the only boy, and probably the only child at that time, and my dad would take me with him. You know, he wasn't going to let me go stay with nobody else when he went to church, so I had to go with him, and he would take me to church with him, and so I'd get in the male chorus, and I'd go stand next to him, and so I sang what he sung, and you know, I learned the songs, and then finally one Sunday, one rehearsal, the choir director, she said, you know what, we've been listening to David, I can hear him singing, so let's let David lead one of these songs. And the kid, man, my heart just dropped. I think it went to Florida and just left me. My heart just took out of town. And so it was a big deal. It was like, I'm this, 11, 12-year-old kid, and I got to lead this song Sunday. Well, it just wasn't that I could lead a song. It was the fact that my mother and grandparents had called all of my relatives and said, man, our baby is singing Sunday. Y'all come to town.
And everybody.
Now, yeah, so look, so I'm like, golly, man, I hope I don't forget the words. I'm like, God, I don't want all that. Because believe it or not, I'm an introvert by heart. I can do without the big crowds, And so anyhow, I got an opportunity to sing, and I'm telling you, man, that Saturday night, we were supposed to sing Sunday at 3:00, and that Saturday night, I thought it was a football game. I had more family members coming from out of town, packing clothes, hats, like they getting clothes ready for Sunday. Like, where are they going? It's like, they come to hear our nephew and my baby sang. I'm like, golly. So, needless to say, that's where it started, and thank God we did okay. And so music was a part of my life, and and I was always gravitating to the sound of guitars, and in my era of music, I was listening to different people, and it just kind of moved from there. But I never thought of myself as being that singer. Then more people started asking me to sing, and then I sing, and so it just kind of one thing led to another. But I've always loved music. I just didn't see myself as a singer. In fact, I ran from it. I didn't even want it. People would give me accolades, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But God has a plan for everybody, I guess.
Yes. Running from your talent. Yes. He's going to get you one way or the other. That's the thing.
Man.
My whole family sings, and people ask me, they're like, do you sing? And I always look the other way. I would always, it would be so convenient, when it's the Sunday when it's time for like the youth choir to sing, and I would always, conveniently have laryngitis or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the frog in my throat. I would have laryngitis. I would, have all the worst stomach pains. I would have a migraine headache. I would have all, something would always be wrong with me. And
that's right.
Now that I'm older, like, because I slept on my skills, I find that now that I really want to sing, it's gone, because I slept on my skill for so long that I don't have it. I didn't use it when he wanted me to use it, so now it's gone, and I feel kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad. Everyone in my family sings. I feel bad now, But it is what it is. You learn to use the gifts in other ways,
That's right. Yeah. Well, you got a voice right now. You got a real serious voice, and the show that you do is, obviously it works great for you, so you have a voice.
Exactly. I've learned to use it in other ways. So that's the upside to it. I look at it, in that way, which is great for me. Radio presentation has always been my thing. And that was something that I had to tell my family. Support you guys behind the pulpit. Everyone's a minister. I can support you behind the pulpit. Those who sing, I can support you there, and then you can support me here. This is my thing. So I think it all worked out, beneficial for everyone. So
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yes. When it comes to your music, who would you say influences your style? Now, I know, because I spoke to Morris just a little bit, so I know all about the new country soul genre that is going to bust out on the scene. But if we're talking about soul music, we're talking about R&B music and the combination, who would you say influences your style of music?
I would think that, I loved listening to Frankie Beverly back in the day. I still do today, but I because of his message of love, I think not necessarily the style of his music, but his message of love and how it impacted the audience. I think that I have gravitated to his message throughout his music about love and making people feel good and feel close together and feel loved. D'Angelo I loved D'Angelo when his first album came out. I love listening to D'Angelo. I listen to Johnny Taylor. I listen to Bobby Bland. I listen to a lot of those hardcore, soulful singers. Very soulful. I'm not the singer that's gonna put you under the table with this, immaculate singing ability or this great voice. But I love connecting with people. I love singing songs that touch your heart. And so the people that did that for me, I don't know. I think I took from gospel music. I listen to people. There's a group, and Mississippi and Williams Brothers. I used to listen to them. I listen to Fred Hammond. So it's a gumbo of the part of music for me. Different artists back in the day, and then I like listening to Calvin Richardson today. I like listening to Tyrese. So I like those heartfelt singers that if you can tell that the anointing is kind of in their voices too. Not that others don't have it, but that it just stands out. You know what I mean?
So you said it a lot in what you just that answer right there. But how important is it, especially for a soul artist, to incorporate human connection, or to be able to connect with their listening audience when they are producing or creating a song? Because I feel like a lot of the newer R&B artists, they just put out songs that are sexually pleasing to the listener in one way, sexually, but it doesn't really connect in any other way. They aren't articulating anything else. They've lost the true R&B feeling. The human connection really isn't there in the new R&B music compared to what we listened to back in the 90s. So how important is it to you when you create music to have that experience with your listening audience?
Nakia, I think that what goes through the ears and just resonate between the ears don't stay long. I think what goes through your ears and resides in your heart, it motivates you. I think that if I say to you that I wish you well and I hope that the rest of the week is good for you, I hope that every day for the rest of this week, and tomorrow being Friday and on through Sunday, I hope that you have just a great, outstanding rest of your week. Something tells me that you just felt that. But the music that people are putting out, and if it doesn't have that substance, and I'm not picking any particular audience or artists, I just feel like whenever I left the country on the weekends or heading back to the city, my grandmother would give me a hug that you just could not duplicate. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody could hug you, but what was it about your grandmother saying, come here, give me some sugar, come give me my hug? That is what I want my music to do to you. I got 3 to 4 minutes to reach your heart with my music. I want you to ride with me. I want this listening audience to say, man, I know that dude, man. And that dude is for real. While you playing dominoes, while you cutting up those potatoes, you eating gumbo, you eating, soul food, whatever you eat, you chilling, the beverage of your choice. I want you to be able to say, man, I can identify with that guy. That guy takes me back. And then you take out, if I call out a name, you might take that name and put your name in that song. But I want that to be yours for those 3 to 4 minutes, however long the song is. And so it is very important that, I don't want to reach you just by just saying something that you already know, but I want to touch something that you didn't know I knew. And so that's what the basics of New Country Soul is. I want that music to resonate with you, to make you think, man, I remember, this makes me feel loved. You know what? I'm a part of this guy. This New Country Soul thing, man, I like this dude, man. I'm with that. Every time I hear his music, because I know what he's talking about. And so that's why it's important to me. I want you to feel lyrically, musically, I want you to feel good. I want you to leave that make a difference in your life. And if I can do 2 or 3 minutes with you, then that's great. That's my take on it.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lavina Lai here with you guys on Endie Fiya Radio, hosted by Nakia, playing only the hottest music, and of course me.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia and my very special guest this evening, New Country Soul artist David Walker, a.k.a. Cowboy Cool. And we're talking about this new genre of music that is going to take over. Y'all watch. I'm telling you, New Country Soul. He's just telling you just a little bit about New Country Soul, a gumbo of music that allows folks to experience both worlds, country and soul. What y'all think about that? A new breed of music, a mixture of feelings and vibes based on R&B and country music. What y'all think about it? Tell me. Send me a quick message. Let me know what you think. Yay, nay. We've had that combination of country and hip-hop, the crossover, with KZ the artist, little Nigel Perkins, little crossover. And you seem to be loving everything that you're hearing so far with the crossover in genres. So tell me what you think. We're going to get into Cowboy Cool. Music that we have right here. Let me see. What do we have queued up to play? Looking for My Baby. All right, so I like to listen to tracks according to their titles. All right, so this kind of lets me know that we're missing someone and we're looking for them. What happened? What's the storyline behind Looking for My Baby? Take me through the creative processes with this track.
Actually, it's opposite. It's that girl that she's a little country, right? She got on a pair of hoop, you know what I mean? She got on a cool T-shirt, hoop earrings. You see her, she just got her own swag. She's not worried about nobody. And you're going to see her. She's in everybody's town. You've seen her. Cool T-shirt, blue jeans, earrings. Hoop earrings. She's chilling, right? You might see her anywhere, at the mall. You might see her, at the football games, So you might be the loudest one that see on the dance floor cutting it. It doesn't matter. That's that girl. She's like, hey, I might be in New York, I might be in Paris, but you play my song, I'm ready to get out. And that's her.
That's her.
And so everybody's looking for her. Everybody.
I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, I got it. Let me go ahead and give you the opportunity to introduce your track for the very first time here on Endie Fiya, Looking for My Baby.
Hey, this is David Walker, man. You chilling out with Endie Fiya, man. I want y'all to check out this new single, Looking for My Baby. Let me know what you think.
Seen my baby. Now she's the kind of girl that you take home to mama, and after y'all leave, they be talking Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen my baby? She's the cutest thing I've ever seen. The girl ought to be on the cover of a magazine, rocking a post for the whole world to see. Looking for my baby. She's a little bit country. Have you seen her? Have you seen my baby? You can always tell when she goes to the game. She's the loudest one there. The girl ain't got no shame. Sings every song when the radio's on. Can't nothing touch her when she rolling in her zone. The cutest thing I've ever seen. The girl ought to be home, cover of a magazine, rocking her post for the whole world to see. Looking for my baby. Have you seen her? Have you seen my baby? Oh, I'm looking for my baby. She just might be out on the dance floor, two-stepping and swinging out. I'm doing the Cotton Eye Joe. Have you seen her? Oh, I'm looking for my baby. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen. The girl ought to be on the cover of a magazine, rocking her post for the whole world to see. Looking for my baby. She's a little bit country. Have you seen her? Have you seen my baby? I've been looking here and there, searching all over. I've been looking for her. Have you seen her? Have you seen my baby? She got a cool t-shirt with some hoop earrings, cowgirl boots with some tight fitting jeans. She demand your attention when she comes around. Everybody knows she's the talk of the town. Have you seen her? Have you seen? Tell me, have you seen? Now what about Texas? Have you seen? Louisiana, have you seen her? Mississippi, have you seen? Atlanta, Alabama, way down the East Coast, have you seen? I've been looking.
Hey guys, what do you think? Looking for my baby, David Walker, aka Cowboy Cool. I like it.
Wow, thank you.
Guys, tell me what you think. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had not listened to that track. I actually, Cowboy Cool has actually been in my head all day for some reason. Cowboy I like that. That's been in my head all day. Guys, I got to get that in rotation Monday. Cowboy Cool, you're going to love that. I think I like the original better than the remix, but we will get that in rotation on Monday. In what ways has the newer music changed from when you first started?
What ways have my music changed?
Your newer music changed from when you first started.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, when we first started, I was a little bit reluctant to trying to explain what I was really feeling like. So I would do shows, and I had a couple of songs that I had written that was pretty nice, and then we do cover tunes. And so I had this great legacy singer, Johnny Nash. He lived close to me, and he's no longer here now, but he would tell me that, man, you should do you. You should sing and portray who you really are. Like, you are Cowboy Cool, you are David Walker, you are a real cowboy, man, and just sing from the country elements of what you know. I don't have a twang in my voice. I mean, so on the soulful side is that my lifestyle. Countryside, driving trucks, wearing boots, or just rodeoing. But my music changed because I started embracing who I really am, and my music. So I started writing along the lines. And here lately, it's God has really been giving me music because I felt funny because I didn't have a certain style I could sing. I would sing an R&B song. I would sing a Zydeco feel song. I'm not a Zydeco singer, but I could do songs that were in that tempo fashion. But when I started embracing this new country song, actually, my cousin said, man, you need to write from your heart. And people need to know how you feel, and you're going to create your own genre. And I was like, now, who does that? And so people would always ask me, so who are you? What are you? Are you an R&B singer? You sing gospel? You sing this? And so I started getting a little offended. I was like, wait a minute. Whatever I feel I want to sing, I want to be able to sing it. I don't want nobody to lock me in and say, you can't sing this or you can't do that or you're not allowed to, because that's not how God was giving it to me. And so I think God got tired of me feeling that way, and he just started giving me my own songs. And they still have, it's nothing new as far as musically, but yet the music and the words come from where I come from. I mean, and so, and not to mention, I love people like Anthony Hamilton. He was another artist that I saw who did it, that first time when he came out, coming from where I came from. I was really impressed, and I was just a big fan. Still am a fan of his, where I saw he embraced who he was and where he was from, and he did it. And I was like, man, I want to do the same thing. And so if there's any of Anthony Hamilton's fans listening, y'all tell him Cowboy Cool said, man, I admire him, and thank you for the encouragement to be me.
Now, Cruising, is that older or is that a newer track?
No, it's not embarrassing to tell you this, but I have so many songs that are in the can that we can just probably take up 2-3 weeks of your show. We got songs that are in the can that we just never really pushed a whole lot. But Cruising is one of the songs that I kind of, my first song that I wrote to express from my perspective about being in love with somebody, your spouse or your friend or whatever you want to call it. And you just say, hey, look, let's just get away, you and me, And so that's another song that we wrote, and people loved it too.
Yeah, I like Cruising. I didn't want to play it because I didn't know if you were pushing your newer music. I actually found it on Reverb Nation, but it's kind of one of my favorites.
Well, you know what? It is your show, and so here's what I'm pushing. I am pushing to the heart. Whatever music touches the heart and creates that feeling that you say, man, I'm feeling that, dude. Get in the car and let's go.
I know that a lot, especially with independent artists, you have to overcome so many obstacles, so many, setbacks. But then when you're trying to step in a lane that you're creating yourself, something that other people haven't done before, and you're doing that with this new genre, new country soul, what barriers have you had to overcome thus far, and how have you done that?
It's interesting you said that. Everything that changes causes people to say, "Wait a minute, that's not the normal. We've never done that this way." And and they got this slogan. They say, "Past practice ain't always the best practice."
Mm-hmm.
So I broke the rules, and I had to learn how to develop myself So, you know, when people say personal development or artist development, I knew that I wanted something different. And so when I started moving in the direction of creating this new music, it caused me to learn a lot of different things, like how to be able to put tracks down and learn and create the vibe, and then be assertive about the sound that I was trying to create and that I am creating. So, yeah, I had to get used to people saying, man, I like your vibe, but what, you know, promoters would be like, hey, we got this blues artist, we got this straight Zydeco band, or we got this Southern Soul or this country person. Now, what am I going to get from you? And I'm new country soul, and I got this vibe, and this is what my vibe is. So it has taken a moment to where I had to create my own shows. I had to create my own way of being exposed. So it caused me to start doing stuff, you know, becoming very innovative about how I do stuff on my social media. So I'm in a position, and I'm currently there where I'm pushing this genre, and thank God for people like you who are embracing what I'm doing, and others across the country are saying, man, I like this. This is what happened. But I believe that God has already set the doors open for me with this music, because it's not me. I think it's for the people. I think the people are ready to hear a new sound. I think people are ready to, I was at a party not too long ago, and I mentioned this morning on my social media page, but the music was pretty strong. The lyrics were real strong, and they had kids running around. And I felt bad, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I mean, some songs shouldn't be played in family settings, but I saw that it wasn't a conscious about it. It didn't really bother it didn't bother the people that were playing it. And so I deemed to myself that I don't want to have that feeling. So I think just the hard part about this music thing for me right now with this new genre of music is just being faithful to believe that my doors of exposure are going to open it. And I know the talent-wise, I'm really not worried about it. I think we put on a real good show, and I think people are going to love it. But it's like introducing a new drink. I mean, you just gotta do it till somebody says, yeah, I like it.
And so when you are in an atmosphere where your music is well received, give me one word to describe that feeling where, you do step in a venue and people have, the announcer, the host steps up and says, David Walker, Cowboy Cool, got this new genre. It's called New Country Soul. And people are just like, what? New Country Soul? And then all of a sudden, you bust out with Cruising. And then you follow up with Cowboy Cool. And then you hit them with, Looking for That Girl. And then by the end of the night, cheers and applause. And they come back, they want to, standing ovation. And then what is that one word to describe the feeling?
Fulfillment. I'm doing what I was created to do. It's it. Fulfillment. I'm fulfilling my mission. God has given me a mission to touch people's lives with this music, and when that happens, because it has happened, I don't. It's funny you mentioned Cruising. Nakia, at least about 3 shows that I've had people to stop me doing Cruising to propose to their fiance. Yeah. I've had emails of people on some of my music saying that they were about to commit suicide, and my music stopped it. So that fulfillment. I mean, I can take a selfish game, but I think it's fulfillment.
So your music definitely does have that human connection that I was talking about. It does articulate what it's supposed to. It resonates in people like it's supposed to.
Well, thank you.
When people hear the name David Walker, when they search David Walker, Cowboy Cool, what do you want them to remember about you?
Just a real loving guy. That's it. I care about people. I'm a very positive person. But just love, really. I want them to know love. I want them to say, man, that dude is connected to love. That's what it is. Love is my key.
And if there's an artist that is listening right now who says, you know what, because when it comes to the country music scene and people of color, there are so many artists that are on the scene, that are taking over the scene. It's mind-blowing. So there may be an artist that is listening right now who says, you know what, that's my genre of music. You know what I'm saying? But I like this. I love the vibe he's talking about. I love the sound. You know what I'm saying? I like this whole new country soul that he's talking about. But I don't have a clue what my next step is. You know what I'm saying? I don't put out an EP. You know, my friends like it. My family say it's all right, but I don't know what my next step is. Piece of advice could you offer to this aspiring artist right now who's kind of just stuck in lingo?
I would say you right where God wants you. I would say that if it's easy and if it's working good and if there's no problems, you might be on the wrong street. I mean, I've driven down the wrong road. It's felt the same. But I think when you're on a pathway where every stop sign, every caution, you have to ask, just like you would a GPS, you know, waiting on that turn to come next. Treat it just like GPS. You know, God is going to give you direction. I mean, if I could say that over the airwaves, I don't mean to offend anybody's religion. Whatever you believe in, the powers that you believe. But for me, it's been a long journey. You know, and it's a developmental stage. I mean, it's like it's taken a long time. It seems like, but you know, my mom always told me that 1,000 years is as of one day with God. So he's probably around 2 minutes already in my life. I mean, I think the advice that I should be able to give to anyone is that stay true to who you are and work and believe on that. I think the misconception is people are looking for where they want to place their music as opposed to letting the music place itself where it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be, yes. Mm.
You know, just because you say country music, and I think people, you know, they stereotypically put us in a zone and say, hey, you know, you have to have a certain sound, you have to have a certain twang, you have to. If that's your natural twang, if that's your natural style, I think you should pursue that, right? For me, you can't take the country out of me because I spend my summers in the country. I mean, I've spent more time in the country than you know, I did in the city. I mean, all of my thoughts were country ways. And so it doesn't mean I have to look a certain kind of way or be a certain type of person to me to say new country soul. I mean, It is exactly that. I mean, new country soul is everything to me. It's, you know, I mean, it's Amazing Grace when it needs to be. It's Amarillo by morning, Leon Moon by night. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's all of it. Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that. It's a little off topic, but I don't know if you know who Tabitha Brown is. I don't really follow her that much, but when I do, you know, I get a treat out of the motivation and powerful words that she always expresses. I mean, somebody sent her a post that she says, you know, normally she doesn't feed into the negative energy that she receives, but she felt that it was impactful or that it would impact the lives of her followers at the post. And so she shared the post, and of course her followers, you know, were highly upset. But this individual made the statement that, you know, she felt her daughter was embarrassed by her because she didn't need to always speak like a slave. And I'm paraphrasing this. She didn't need to always speak like a slave. That this lady herself was from the South, and she didn't speak, the way that Tabitha Brown spoke. And she felt like, she always talked like they did during slavery time. So I didn't live during slavery time, so I don't know how they spoke during slavery time. So I imagine this commenter didn't live during slavery times either. So what we see on media or hear in media is a depiction of how people felt or feel like they might have spoken during those times. And you made the comment that, you don't look and sound like Cowboy or someone from the country, but you're more country than you are, city. And so I said that to say, how do you pick apart? How do you tell someone something so, I felt that it was just so derogative, because she does have a very, very Southern drawl, But for her to tell her this on her platform, I can't even imagine what she must have felt. But as an aspiring artist, as David just said, with the country genre, sometimes you do have to step outside of the box, as you have seen so many artists do. If you don't have the twang, if you sound like me, if you're from New York and you want to dive into that genre because that's in your roots, do it. You know what I'm saying? What's stopping you? They have this whole genre of music, this new country soul. What's stopping you from stepping outside of the box and doing what it is that you desire to do? So again, when these guests come on the show and they drop these gems for you, don't sit on it. Soak it all in. A lot of it is tried and true knowledge and information that they've gone through that can help you eliminate, some of the tests and trials and obstacles that you might have to go through. You can jump over some of those loops, because you have someone that's been through that, and they're telling you, great words of wisdom. Soak it all up and make it applicable to not only your music career, but any aspect of your life that you could stick it to. David, I want to go ahead and give you the opportunity to get all of your contact information out to anyone who may be listening now or come back and listen to one of the many, many, many playback shows. If they're interested in booking you, if they're interested in seeing your next tour stop, if they want to have you on their show for an interview, if they want to know where to purchase your music from, for whatever reason they may want to get in contact with Cowboy Cool, the floor is now yours to get all of your contact.
Well, let me just say to you, Nakia, I so very much appreciate your warm hospitality just to let me be and ride in on the show tonight. And New Country Soul is being birthed and as of we speak. And you can go to dwcowboycool.com, which is our website, and you can get all the information there. And it'll lead you over to all the Facebook and the TikTok pages as well. So, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate your warmness to have me on this show and to let me express what New Country Soul music is all about. And so, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The pleasure has been all mine. As I stated before the show, you could have been anywhere this evening, but you took the time to be here with me and my listening audience to give so freely of yourself. And I want to say thank you, and thank you to Morris Parsons as well for making this connection, as well as to Miss Yolanda Marshall. Again, that website is dwcowboycool.com. You can find all of the socials there, as well as links to purchase music. All right, guys? Back here on Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Sky Watley, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for New Music Mondays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday with Dia Glover, and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday with Richie Evans. Again, if you cannot make them all, please, please, please do not miss them all. You guys have an amazing weekend.
Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, and daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone. Entertainment, news, daily inspiration for everyone. For everyone, yeah.